Here are my 3 favorite nervous system regulation techniques. There are so many, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to give you 3. So, when it comes to your nervous system, there are 2 different states that you could be in. There's the sympathetic response and the parasympathetic response. The sympathetic response is fight or flight. It's when you're being chased by a bear. It's when cortisol and adrenaline and all these hormones or chemicals in your body are released when you need to get away from danger. When your body, your system thinks that you're in survival. That's the sympathetic. That, unfortunately, is what most people are operating on most dominantly. But that is not supposed to be our dominant state. So, flip side of that is the parasympathetic response, which is when you're calm, when you're sleeping, when you're resting, when you're relaxed, when you're digesting, all of these things. And when that state is activated, you feel calm, your salivation is turned on, your digestion is turned on, you can rest, you can relax. That is supposed to be the state that we're operating in most dominantly, because we're not very often chased by a bear. We're not very often in real danger. So the danger is perceptual. So a lot of times the danger is just in your mind in today's society, right? We're not cavemen anymore. We're not being chased by woolly mammoths or tigers or whatever. And so with that being said, you want to shift out of sympathetic response and into parasympathetic and make that, meaning train your body into dominant state parasympathetic, where you feel calm and relaxed and safe more often than you feel activated into survival. Okay, so I used to be in dominant survival. Now I've shifted my nervous system out of fight or flight as my dominant state and into parasympathetic, which is more often relaxed. Now, every now and then, we're human, things come up, but I've trained myself to be more in parasympathetic, more in calm state than in danger survival state. And so ideally, that's the thing that we want to do. Not that you won't ever feel that, but that doesn't want to be, you don't want that to be your dominant state. So with that being said, my favorite techniques are EFT tapping, somatic shaking, somatic movement, somatic dancing, or going in and just sitting with yourself and allowing things to release by surrender, or putting your awareness on where you're feeling it in your body, and not resisting it or fighting it or trying to fix it or change it, just allowing it to be there. And so I will tap, the meridian points for EFT, and immediately I will start yawning and I will know that I'm calming down. Okay, that's one. Another one is just like turn on some music, start shaking, moving your body however it feels like it wants to move. Shake it out like a dog, like an animal. That'll release that pent up energy that your body's holding on to too, and that will activate the parasympathetic response as well. So movement is really, really good too. Tapping, movement. And the other one, I'll just close my eyes, and if I'm feeling it in my chest or if I'm feeling it in my stomach, I'll put my awareness on that and I'll go, you know what? I'm noticing, I'm observing that I feel this feeling in my body. It feels like heaviness on my chest, or it feels like, everybody knows that like pit in your stomach feeling, right? It doesn't feel good. So I'll put my awareness on it and I'll speak to myself like this, okay? I'm noticing that I have this feeling in my body. I'm putting my awareness on it, and you know what? I surrender to you. I'm just going to allow you. I'm going to let you be here. I don't need to fix you. I don't need to change you. I'm done fighting against you. Just be here. Just be here with me. And oh my gosh, like 99.9% of the time when I do that, because I've stopped fighting it and I've acknowledged it and I've allowed it to be there, I feel a physical release and I feel so much better. So everything is energy. A lot of times it's this pent up energy that our body doesn't know what to do with, our system doesn't know what to do with, and it needs to get out. It needs a release, whether that's through tapping, shaking, moving, dancing, exercise, or just sitting with it. These are just 3, my favorite 3. They're all very effective. They all work. Whatever works for you, you go with that. But the point is to get out of survival and into calmness, and to make that more of your normal state of being, if that makes sense. And the way that you do that is to implement these practices consistently, with consistency. You want to do it every time you feel something. And I mean, if you feel like you're in constant fight or flight, you're in constant fear, if you feel fearful or this impending sense of dread or anxiety almost all of the time, then you want to implement these practices yesterday, and you want to implement them as much as you can until you feel relaxed. And then when you feel more relaxed than you do fearful, then you can do things as fears and triggers come up. But you know, normally at first you want to train your body into something different, and that is consistency with practices. So implement a practice, stick with it, and you will feel better, and you will feel more calm, and you will notice, wow, I feel more calm now than I do scared or fearful, and that is a big deal. And also, if you would like to learn more about the nervous system and all the techniques and how things work in more detail, I do have a nervous system regulation guide. It is linked at the very top of my page. It's only $27. It's comprehensive. It will explain all of this to you in a more in-depth way. So you can find that at the top of my page if you would like.